attack another monster, and when the monster does the attack, it basically takes damage with probably its own internal power. So when we create a monster, its attack will be random. Actually, it will not. It will be determined by damage that the factory will pass. So public int damage. Have I disconnected? And is everything well right now? It's a bit annoying that it happens. Okay. How much time did we have in DC? Okay, a few minutes got lost. Okay. Not too bad. Sorry about that. Okay, no, not too bad. Okay, so sorry. Damage. So we have a monster. Monster can attack another monster. This can be private. So we create two monsters. Hopefully with different names. And we would like to have power of monster. So power can be from 5 to 10 to 20. Power. Okay, and that's about it. So while, and let's clean up the monster a bit. Bull is alive. And we maybe don't even want to have HP as public, to be honest. Okay. Because in most games, you know, you don't know health of your enemies. There are many games that you don't know. So if is alive, and this is actually is alive would be more than 0. So if is not alive, we don't do anything. If it's not alive anymore, we kill it. And so we say while monster 1 is alive or monster 2 is alive, we fight. Attack monster 2. And here we say the fight is over. Okay. Let's fight. So let's go to program, back to our main. Right, anonymous example, I'll extract this. And have this round 1 run. Let's go. So Monster Bill died. Rip Bill. That was anticlimactic, I think. Let's make it more fun. I think power shouldn't be something that is constant. It should be randomized. So let's make this a bit more complex. Random that we initialize here. C doesn't matter. We have 5 to 20. That's fine. Take damage. Power. Yes, great. Great stuff. Again, we can delegate the reporting of monster being hit again. It's not monster's responsibility to report the damage. It's also not factories, but that's good enough for now. Handler. So this time it makes sense to have event handler with event arcs. Monster hit, as Joshmont mentioned, on monster hit would be the event arcs. On monster hit, on dead. So this is event arcs. And all I want for this to have is damage taken. Because we don't get that from HP. So we need that. Okay, good enough. And so when monster is hit, we want to signal that. And we want to have damage that it took. So we need to create suffix event arcs, because it's not an event itself, it's the arguments. So the damage that it took. And let's have null check. And let's go back to here. And let's also subscribe here to what happens when it gets hit. So we want to print the status. Print monster life. So we want to say again monster, very similar things. We don't want to unsubscribe now. We want to say that this is a monster, that this monster got hit with E damage taken. HP left is monster. Crap, we don't have HP left. Okay, so we just have got hit, and that's good enough. Okay. No, monster 1 won't always win. Definitely not. We have 2 monsters, and they each hit with random power. So we should see random hits. Okay. Oh yes, sorry. That's true. They should both hit each other. Except that monster 1 has the first strike. Okay, and all good, I think. Let's run. So, right. What happened? The first monster got hit with 9, the other got hit with 18. The first one got hit with 12 twice for some reason. Yeah, that's weird. What did we do wrong? Oh! While both are alive, not either is alive. Right. And if either is dead, like if you're dead, only then you do it. Okay, now it's fixed. Okay. Why only one got hit? Oh. Wait, what? Because both have the same name. Because both have the same name. Okay. Okay, so Bill versus Moo. Bill hit 17, Moo hit 6, 7, 12, 9, and so on. And Bill died. The fight is over. Moo won. Well, we could, though I don't know which monster is which, so I cannot really add a prefix as well, like this. I could, you know, have create with monster names and have an int monsters created, and I guess I could always just add +1 plus that, and then I could have monsters created ++. So now it's never matching. Bill 0 and Moo 1. Bill and else. Yeah, again, the same, but now we see the difference. Okay. Well, if I really cared about this, I would definitely just have a smarter way. Add 1 if the name is matching. Yes. I could do that. But again, this is not the purpose of this lesson. The purpose of this lesson is to demonstrate the events and delegates. So I just demonstrated that we have the event handler and how we handle undead, and how we handle that monster was hit. So the purpose of this was to show that monster itself should not care that it died, nor should it care that it got hit that much. But others really do want to care about those two things. Therefore, I expose those as events, and from the outside, they get handled. Factory, the thing that creates those two things, is decent enough to handle those events of monster. And so it did report what was dead and what was hit. And when it died, I should also unsubscribe from monster hit event. So events are like a way to collect a bunch of other stuff and add them to collection or remove them at runtime. Yeah, basically, literally, delegate means delegate responsibility somewhere else. Delegate it. Yes. Delegate functions to the outside. I might want to do something, but I cannot do it by myself, and someone else, if needs, will handle me. That's what a delegate says to everyone, basically. Okay. That's it for this example, I think. Create a new folder, monster example. Move it here, yes, and let's do. Okay. When they unsubscribe, they do stop listening to the events. Yes, when they unsubscribe, they do stop listening to events. I can demo that. So we unsubscribe from a monster. So we have this, right? So now, okay, I'll remove those is alive statements. So basically, now if we take damage again, and if we were already dead, we'll die again. But since we unsubscribed, it shouldn't be called again. So if we go to the simulation, let's just hit each other once again after the fight is over. And we shouldn't see death twice. We should see it once. So you see each monster hit each other, but due to unsubscribing happening after the monster is dead, nothing happened after it died again effectively, after a monster fired the death again. Because you see here, oh, okay, I'm BSing. Let's run again. Okay, so now it really did happen. So the fight is over. This was called. Monster died again, but this was called, but nothing handled this because it was already unsubscribed after it died once. So after it died again, there's no longer anyone listening to this event, so nothing happened. All right, so that's it for the example. Do you have any questions? If not, let's move on to Kahoot. Let's do Kahoot. Oh God. loud. Sorry. Okay, join. In the meanwhile, I'll commit. Okay, I should just move this inside. Okay. Okay. And let's go there. Good. Give me half a minute more. Okay, good. I'll clean up after the lesson. Let's go. So, the first question, what is a delegate? Alright, so a delegate is not the function itself, it's just a pointer to a function. So any function can be assigned to a delegate. So all those are too specific to be delegates because it's everything. It's not the function itself. Is it true that normally you shouldn't be declaring your own delegate types? Yeah, because you have all those from the .NET framework. Which of the following is not a delegate type that .NET provides? And the answer is func because it needs to have at least one generic T. Action is okay because it doesn't have to have input. It can be non-generic, but function has to have at least one T. Predicate T exists. Func T exists for a single return. Is it true that the predicate can only ever take a single generic T? And the answer is yes. A predicate is something that takes an object and returns true or false. And the T here is the object type, nothing else. A function which takes a single argument and returns a single value could be defined by which delegate? Single input argument and single return value. Could be defined. And this was a trick question actually, because func T takes no input, so this is false for func T. Action returns nothing, so this is false for action. So for this one as well. But predicate, it does take a single argument and it does return a single value. It's true that that value can be true or false, and the argument can only be an object, something that has a reference. But the point remains, it's still a single argument and a single return value. So it was a trick question. After the code below is executed, what will the console print? Anonymous functions, guys. And the answer is that unsubscribing won't work, so it will print 1 and 2. It will print 1 and 2 because it's anonymous functions. So when you unsubscribe with another anonymous function, it's actually a different function. So you don't have the same reference anymore. And therefore, unsubscribing with anonymous functions is always ignored. So it shouldn't be done. Is it true that event is just a delegate with a keyword event? It is just a delegate. Maybe the wording is poor, but it is effectively a delegate. All the event does is prevents the delegate to be assigned to. So you can only subscribe or unsubscribe. So it is a kind of a delegate. Event is a kind of a delegate. I think it's a delegate still. It's a point of view, I guess. To me, it's a delegate. But yeah, if it's a question, yeah. It could make sense. It does make sense. Yeah, overall, probably this question could be just removed altogether. It's not a good question. You cannot assign a function to an event, only subscribe, unsubscribe. Yes. Which operator is used to subscribe to an event? Yes. Next. How many event subscribers can there be at max? And the answer is as many as you want it to be. It's not 1 because we just saw what happened when you have 0 subscribers to an event. It just doesn't do anything. So therefore we also do that null conditional check before invoking the event, because there simply can be no subscribers. So 0 or more. What is the cleanest way to call an event dead? Let's say dead is an event. How do you call it? And the answer is yeah, just like that. With null conditional check and invoke. This will throw an exception if there are no subscribers. So even though this is shortest, it is also not proper. So the winners of Delegate's lesson: Roloff third, Bill, the dead man, the winner, second, and Aurora first. So the first one, so if you call dead just like that, you need to do a null check explicitly. If dead is not null, then you call it. Which is worse, I think, and more redundant. No problem. Thank you for watching. I don't see any cases where you wouldn't want to do a null check, so you might as well do it with null conditional. Royaloff, I think he's from USA, so it's afternoon or morning for him. Okay. Well, it does make sense. Again, probably a poor question because it's dependent on style. For me, if I can, I use null conditional. I dislike if checks. It's raw to me. It looks raw to me. It's not coalesce operator. It's null conditional. Okay, guys. Thank you for the lesson. Now homework. I already have a branch for homework, yet no tests, so please be patient. But the homework itself is here. So first part is here. Second part is there. Second part is there. And third part is there. So it's basically read people from a text file and have a bunch of predicate functions which filters people out based on the criteria in the homework. And lastly, for doing a demo, use event handler for handling user input. So if they chose A, B, C, or some other key, it should respectively trigger a certain menu element or a selection of a demo. Those A, B, C cases should be all demoed in a single run, but a user should be able to choose it. I will make the people file myself. So you don't need to make it, I'll make it. So file parser is part 1, people's filter is part 2, and for user interactions you need events, that's part 3. So that's it for this lesson. Hope it wasn't too much. Thank you all for your attention and good night.